What industry did you decide to pursue a career in?
So I'm a surgeon. I went into healthcare.
What would you tell the people that want to get started in real estate today? What's that first step that people should take to start fitting well?
You need a commitment. You need to quit making all these excuses.
What has been the most amount of money that you ever made in a single year?
No, I would say in excess of $2 million.
What is your best advice to anybody that may struggle with closing in today's world?
You need to change your mind about closing people. Closing people is when you service them for the first time.
The power of compounding interest. So early on, you make sure that you invest and you allow the money to work for you.
Number 1.
What industry did you decide to pursue a career in?
So I'm a surgeon. I went into healthcare. I was very close with my grandmother, my paternal grandmother, who's from Valencia, Spain, and I went to see a hand surgeon with her when I was 8 years old. So that was a turning point for me. And I'm a hand surgeon.
What has been the most amount of money that you ever made in a single year?
Oh gosh. I mean, all told, I've owned surgery centers and things like that. So, I would say in excess of $2 million.
That's incredible.
It is incredible, but not because I'm getting paid that way to do my surgeries, because I was smart enough to say I'm going to own part of the place I do the surgery center, and now I have a network of orthopedic walk-in centers. So that was the business I was alluding to, and that's called Ortho Now.
How are you able to go from making 6 to 7 figures?
That's actually easy. It's working for myself. The problem is, whether it be healthcare or if you're an attorney or an accountant, you're never going to do that if you're working for a big firm. They're making money off you, right? Which is fine. And some people may want that. They don't want the headaches, right? The business headaches, which I've had. But I learned early on that I've got to I've got to be in my own practice. I've got to own all the components of it, own the real estate, very important also, right? Try not to rent, try not to lease, try to own the real estate, because that in and of it, now I'm actually selling my surgery center real estate now. I bought it 15 years ago, I built it out, and now I'm selling it. So now I'm at the point in my life where, I'm traveling a lot.
Yeah.
My kids are getting older, and we're going to enjoy the fruits of that labor.
To be able to make 7 figures in today's world, that's not easy. What has been the best financial advice that you ever received throughout your lifetime?
The power of compounding interest. So early on, you make sure that you invest and you allow the money to work for you. And one thing I'm trying to teach my son in a place like this, these things are nice, but I've always been very good about not spending an excessive amount of money when I can buy something comparable for much less. I mean, at some point you can splurge, right? But when you're younger, be very judicious with your money.
Thank you so much for your time, sir. I really appreciate you taking the time
guys.
today.
Number 2.
All right, you guys, welcome back. We have a very special guest today, Grant Cardone. This is Questions with a Billionaire. And Grant, we're so happy and thankful to be out here in Miami with you today.
Hey, thank you guys for thinking enough of me and coming out and introducing me to your audience. And it's hard knocks. I've had a bunch of them, most of them on my skull, 70 stitches in my head and face when I was 23.
Wow.
I don't want to do those again.
What would you tell the people that want to get started in real estate today? What's that first step that people should take to start fitting well?
You need a commitment. You need to quit making all these excuses. What you need is commitment. If you have a commitment, you don't have a money problem. So it's not true. You're just telling, I need a credit score. No, you buy 48 units and they earn $48,000 a month in income. They make $1,000. Your loan's not going to even be based on your credit score. So like when I buy a piece of real estate, they're not lending me the money. The bank doesn't lend Grant the money. The bank lends the LLC, the apartment complex, the 48-unit apartment complex. LLC is what gets the loan, not me. I'm not even responsible for the loan. So you guys out there like, I gotta have a loan. I don't even have a credit score. I don't know what my credit score. My credit score is like 5.1. With a B. That's my credit score. They're like, what's your credit score? I don't know. How about that one? That's my credit score. How about, 12,000 units paying me $2,000 a month? That's my credit score. My credit score is I got $450,000 coming in off the internet every morning. That's my credit score. Like, I don't have a credit score. I ain't got a credit score. Wealthy people don't have credit scores. They got assets. So the first thing people have to commit to is not how they can't do it. It's like, dude, I'm committed to getting real estate. Don't worry about where the money's going to come from. If you're committed to becoming wealthy, you can't figure out how to do it first. This is what's wrong with our education system. They should not put people in 12 years of school and then 4 years of college. You should just teach people, dude, what do you want to do on this planet, okay? Like if every American, their only thing was, I'm gonna create $1 billion in net worth. If every American did that, imagine what our country would do. Dude, we would be the superpower of all superpowers forever. because every kid now wouldn't be worried about history or English. They'd be like, let me just study how to create $1 billion worth of net worth. And how do you do that? Well, you got to tie in to 8 billion people, servicing 8 billion people. This is what I tell you. Like, how do I service people, right? And then healthcare, cosmetics, the pornography industry was just created. There's no great product or service there. All they did was give people what they wanted, and it's terrible that people even have that much time to do that, right? Or drugs, alcohol, the same thing, stripper joints, tattoos. I mean, tattoos are, what did I see the other day? The lottery business, okay? Last year, what do you think this country spends on lottery tickets a year? Just give me any number.
Let me see.
A big number.
Yeah. Let's say in the range.
330 million people in America.
Yeah, I'll say 10 billion.
105 billion. That is more money than every sporting event, every music download, every live concert, and every movie produced in this country. Lottery tickets. Wow, people want to win something, right? I want to get lucky. Well, you're not going to get lucky. You have a better chance of becoming a millionaire in America than you do have invisible abs. 3 million people in America have visible abs. You're not one of them.
I am.
Okay. You're one of 3 million. But do you? Let me see them.
You want me to?
Show them, bro. It's your channel. Let me see. You have visible ads?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does, dude. That's one of 3 million. Okay. Do you know you have the people watching have 7x better chance of becoming a millionaire than having visible abs?
I believe it.
3 million Americans have visible abs. 22 million Americans are millionaires. I don't know how many billionaires there are, but when I started looking at billionaires, I'm like, okay, how many are there? Bing. Okay, if there's 10 of them, what did they do? All I'm going to do is go track what that cat did. If you want to go fishing out here, okay, you get in a boat. I'm going to tell you a story about yacht life here in a second. You get in a boat, and you're going out there, and you're running around. Your boat captain's going around. He's looking for fish. What's he going to look for? What's he going to look for to find fish? He's going to have his little navigation system, his little freaking fish finder in there, and all the bullshit calling into other boats. But he's going to see 6 or 8 boats over here, right? And he's going to see seagulls and shit. Dude, that's where the goddamn fish are. Go over there.
Yeah.
Just follow the damn traffic. But some arrogant captain's going to be like, no, I'm reading my school system and I got all my technology. Bro, the boats are over there. I'll tell you a story. I was in the south of France. I'm on a 208-foot, totally bragging right now, 208-foot Benetti yacht. And me and my family on there for 2 weeks. And we're finding a place to go to this new island we're going to, in Sardinia, actually. We left France, going to Sardinia, and we pull up, and the captain's bringing me this place. I'm like, bro, look, I got this thing called Marine app, the Marine app on my phone. And so I could see all the other players around me. These are all big boats, 300 foot, 250, 280, 360 foot. I'm like, bro, look, see this? This is all the boats everywhere in the world, okay? And I happen to be over here in this part of the world at the time. And so I'm tracking these boats. I'm like, that's fucking Jeff Bezos' boat, bro. That's 360 feet. It's a goddamn sailboat. There's 2 people on it. He's got a staff of 42 people to service 2 people on a 360-foot boat. That is longer than a football field. You understand? And behind that boat is a 250-foot supply boat with helicopter landing pad on both, of course, okay? So that Jeff and his new wife can fly to the little restaurant that they want to go to, okay? Now, next to him is Frank Fertitta's boat, who won Yacht of the Year. Got an award. It's 240 foot. It looks like it's 400. It's the Yacht of the Year. It was designed unbelievable. And behind him is the damn king of Saudi Arabia's boat, okay? Now, these guys are literally like, I'm looking at like, okay, that's 300 million. Behind it's 150 million. There's 200 million. We have over $1 billion worth of boat. Jeff's got $180 million in net worth. Frank Fertitta's got probably, I don't know, $40, $50 million. That's a quarter of trillion.
Yeah.
And then we got the king of Saudi. So what are we talking about? I mean, we're talking about endless amounts of wealth. My captain wants to pass these guys because he's got a better place to park. Okay? He's like, Grant, man, where we're going is, man, there's no waves. Now, I'm not a Marine guy. I'm not a sailor. I'm not a captain. I don't know anything. I'm just me. You know, I know my IQ comes from, you know, the bayous. I got my common sense IQ is probably off the charts. And I'm like, bro, why are we going any place? You just passed Jeff, Frank, and the king. Okay? He puts the anchor down. He's like, no, I got a better place. I said, there ain't no fucking way in the world, my world, your world, their world, any world, that you're going to be in a better place than what we just passed. It's impossible. You don't know anything about winds and waters and waves. I said, whatever, bro. Impossible that we're in a better place. He puts the anchor down. As soon as he puts the anchor down, all these little gnats show up because it was too still. You got to have a little bit of wind, right? I said, bro, pull the anchor up and go back to the money. It's called follow the money. And you don't have to be a sailor to know this shit. Go back to where the money is. Do you think anybody's on Jeff's boat that's going to put him in anything other than the best place? Impossible. He's got 28 staff on one boat, 22 on another boat. Fertitta's got 22 people. The king of Saudi probably got fucking 17 wives on that boat and another 28 staff. I'm like, just common sense, man. Follow the money. You don't need to be a sailor.
My next question for you was
Got a lot of questions. This guy's got goddamn questions just coming out of
Yeah.
it. Where do these questions come from, by the way?
I got a lot of them.
Okay. They come from your mind? You wrote them
They
down?
come from the mind.
Did you do some studying on the way over here? What happened?
I've been watching you for years.
Okay,
So,
awesome.
but
What's the first thing you saw me on?
the first thing I saw you on, I mean, it's definitely got into social media. One of the best.
YouTube or Instagram?
Probably Instagram, but then
Okay.
with a video that really changed my life, or like from you, was the 5 steps to becoming a millionaire, where you got all the people out and you're like,
Yeah, it's like a
we're not
38-minute
talk about
video.
sex, talk about money, because you gotta
Yeah.
change the way.
Yeah.
A lot of people today, you know, they'll have a great idea, they'll start that business,
Yeah.
but they really struggle to scale and grow it. You know, as someone who's scaled numerous 8 and 9-figure businesses, what's your best advice to anybody when it comes to scaling a business? What's your secret to scaling?
Dude, you got to scale. There's not an option. But I hear other people say, oh, not everybody should scale. If you don't scale, you have nothing. You don't have a business. You're basically somebody else's bitch. Probably even your own. Like, there's no such thing as being the boss, just so you guys know. The smaller the company is, the more bitch you are, really. The more controlled you are, the more, you know, if you have 3 employees, they're going to push you around, even though you're writing the checks. If you have 30 customers, they're going to push you around because you can't lose customers. You got to scale so that you can lose customers. You have to scale your employees so that you can, like, you're never dependent upon an employee. You know, if you have 3 employees, you got a problem. You got 30 employees, you still have a problem. If you got 3,000 employees, you don't have a problem.
Right.
You don't have a problem. You don't have 3,000 problems. You have a manager or two that has 3,000 problems, but you don't have them anymore. That's why you got to scale. So my first business couldn't scale. It was in a very tiny vertical. And I was the authority in the vertical. I was the king of the vertical. So it appeared on paper that I was doing good compared to how my dad did or my grandparents. I was doing phenomenal, but it was not scalable. I couldn't sell it, couldn't exit it. I had to do everything. And now we're in 10X Health. That thing's scalable to the hundreds of billions of dollars. We're in real estate. I've raised $1 billion in cash there. That business has got $5 billion worth of real estate. That could go to 10 billion, 50 billion. It could go to 100 billion. Like, there's no limit. As much as I can imagine, as long as I can add good people, it can grow and scale there.
A big component, like you said, was bringing the right people in. What's the number one trait that you look for in
Success.
someone? Yeah.
No, not them being successful. You got to be successful. Success attracts success. You know, when a NBA team wins, dude, they can get winners. Like, if they got a chance of winning the ring next year, all the players, the champions, are going to want to go to that team. So you guys that are having trouble hiring people, it's number 1, because you're too small. Number 2, because you haven't done anything. Number 3, because you got an idea. Everybody's got ideas. By the way, the great ideas go to the grave first. The great ideas end up in the graveyard before all the ideas do. And then you never, even when you get somebody good, you don't keep them because you're small. No great person is going to want to hang out with 3 people. To keep great people, something needs to get big.
Right.
And so notice Tom Brady. Tom Brady, I mean, is the GOAT, right? So he leaves, what does he do? He becomes a partner in a football team. So you see what I'm saying is he left the game and got bigger, right? Most people just, there's no place to go. You got to have a place to go. So if you want great people around, number one, you got to do great shit. Two, you got to quit doing dumb shit. Okay, because if you're going to the strip joints on the weekends or the clubs or popping bottles, nobody does business popping bottles. You know, you're just not going to make any money after 10 o'clock at night.
Right.
And if you guys think partying at 2 o'clock in the morning is going to get you a deal, it'll never get you a deal. I've been doing this game 40 years. I've never got a deal after 9 o'clock at night.
Wow.
And so do something successful because people want to be around me. You know, when I do an event that's got 34,000 people in it, they're like, oh, goddamn. Like I can get almost any speaker in the world now because our events are so big. And we sell out every event I do. Why? Because the other ones were so successful that people now trust me, right? They trust me and be like, okay, who's going to bring this year? Success is the way to attract great people.
And you've sold.
It's not a pay plan. It's not incentives. It's not days off. It's not a big office. Okay, be successful, and people will want to be around you. And then when they leave, they're going to be like, oh shit, Grant was an asshole. Grant's a hard guy. He didn't give me enough attention. I didn't make enough money. You're going to go to the next place and nothing's going on. You're going to be like, fuck, I wish I was back over there. Because at least something was happening.
You've sold billions of dollars in revenue throughout your career.
Yeah.
You know, how have you been able to consistently close massive deals? What is Grant Cardone's secret to sales?
80% of everything we do here is free. Now, the 20% that pay me, this year will pay me $150 million. But the 80% got $1 billion worth of advice. They just didn't pay me anything, but they came into my funnel, right? They came into my, okay, now I know who they are. Can I serve them when they're ready to pay something? Not everybody's ready to pay, right? So like when I was a kid, man, I wouldn't pay for anything because I didn't have any money. So if I went, if you walk into a casino in Vegas, you can walk in. You don't have to have money. All you got to do is walk in. Everything's free. So in my world, I'm a big open casino, like everything's free. Now, when you get in, you're like, shit, I'd like to sit at that table with the whales. Well, then that costs something. Or I want to sit over this table with the $100 players. Or I want to go over here and play this game. Well, to do that, then you got to sit down and you got to pay. So we've raised $1.1 billion crowdfunding on the internet. I don't go to wealthy people. I don't go to Mark Cuban and say, hey, fund my project. I've never gone to a big equity fund like a Blackstone and say, give me $1 billion. I could, but I don't. I build a big audience. I create great products and offers. And then I go to that audience and say, would you guys like to invest with me? So I think we have 450,000 people in an investor that raised their hand and said, I'm interested in your investments. 13,000 of the 400,000 invested with me. Not all of them, whatever percentage that is, probably less than 2%. And what is that percentage anyway? Out of 450,000, 13,000, I don't know, it's tiny, right? 13,000 divided by 450,000. Yeah, 0.28%. All of them should have invested with me. 2.8% were smart enough to do it. 97% missed out on deals. Last year I had 154,000 people buy a product from me, not invest with me. They bought a product or service, ticket, event, something.
Right.
I have 16 million people online that all got the same information, by the way. So less than 1/10 of 1% bought anything from me. Still made $155 million.
And you wrote a book called The Closer's Survival Guide.
Yeah.
What is your best advice to anybody that may struggle with closing in today's world?
You need to change your mind about closing people. Closing people is when you service them for the first time. You guys need to understand that when you close a deal, when somebody actually buys your product, service, or offer, whatever your offer is, that's when you finally service them. Wow. I don't think about the close being, I got you. I don't think about it being that. And I think a lot of salespeople think, oh, I got you. No, I didn't get you, dude. I finally serviced you when I closed you. By the way, that should be the first close. That should be, of the 154,000 people that bought something from me last year, 45,000 of them have bought 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things. Like 30% of our, and I want to get the other 70% to make sure that's not the first thing and the only thing they buy from me.
For people that may not know, what was the biggest turning point in your life?
Where's he come up with all this shit, man? This guy's good, man.
Thank you. We've been doing this a long time.
Yeah, awesome, man.
I guess I'll ask, for people that may not know, you know, at one point in time in your life, you know, you were pursuing baseball and that didn't work out.
Yeah, oh
and
man, you know
kind
that
of,
story, huh?
You kind of
Yeah,
had, you know, fallen into drugs and the wrong crowd.
Yeah, wrong crowd.
What was the turning point in your life that really enabled you to get your life on track and you eventually became a billionaire?
10 years of losing. That's the turning ground. You guys get sick and tired of losing, then you're like, okay, I'm gonna change everything. I changed all my friends, changed everywhere I went, gave up a girlfriend, gave up all the buddies, quit going to those places. You swallowed a bunch of pride, had to go back out and face people, made amends, probably 3 years. Took me 3 years to clean up all the damage I created. And then I had to get good at something. So you can't just clean up and not change. You got to clean up and then you got to like start contributing back. So for probably from the age of 25 till I was 28 years old, good 3.5 years, all I did every single day, without exaggeration, I showed up at work early and I stayed late. I was the first one there and the last one to leave. I can't, man, there's not a day. Anybody that was hanging out with me will tell you, dude, the guy every day. When we were closed on Sundays, I'd show up because I had nothing else to do. Free time was the devil. And so I was either working on myself or I was trying to help somebody else. That's all I did. Or I was sleeping. I was either learning or sleeping, helping or sleeping. And I don't talk about that a bunch, but you know. And today what that did was that really built a discipline. You know, today, like if you look at my life today, if somebody was simply look at my life today, I don't like do a bunch of stuff. I come to work and I help people. I come to work and I have great work ethic and I help people. And I, you know, and I try not to get bored. Because when I get bored, even today, dude, even today, like I got a call, Jamie Foxx, somebody from his place called this years ago. Hey, Jamie's having a birthday party. I was in Vegas. You in Vegas? I see you're in Vegas. You want to go to his birthday party? I said, yeah, that sounds great, man. I'm in Vegas by myself. And I said, when is it? He's like, show up at the such and such club at 2:30 in the morning. I'm like, yeah, I won't be showing up there, bro. 2:30 in the morning? No. There's nothing good happening to anybody at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Especially a guy like me. So if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, you know, I mean, you got to get sick and tired. Now, you guys don't need, you just need to manufacture sick and tired. You don't need to hit the bottom. This whole thing about I got to hit bottom, no, you don't. Most of you guys hit the bottom a long time ago and you're just getting drugged down. The bottom can keep going down, by the way. If you just look at the ocean, like it can keep going down as deep as you want, you know, like unless you just want to hope to die. Because it can go deep and then deeper and then worse and then worser. There's a lot of levels of bad. Yeah. So, you know, what I would tell you to do is trick yourself. What I do today is I trick myself to being motivated. I trick myself into being disgusted with myself. And so that's why I go look at Jeff's boat. And like, I'm like, 360 feet, what does that thing cost? What's it cost to manage it? What does it cost to keep it? How many people on board? Okay, the boat behind it, the helicopter on it. The guy's got a basketball court on a boat, bro. I'm like, dang, man, I can't even shoot. But I want to have a basketball court on the back of a boat. I mean, I'm like, what's that cost? What does it take to do that? How many people would I have to meet? And I start doing the math. I play with my phone all the time doing the math. Well, because that keeps me busy. It's not really about the money. It's about the game. I want a game of production, not a game of destruction. And so everybody can do better. I know that. I know everybody believes that. Nobody's going to disagree with that concept. You might not like me, but you're not going to disagree. Everyone can do a little better, maybe that much better. And if you can, you should. And for me, money is very, very important. Having money is like so important. And it might not be important to you to have money, but the moment the local school or hospital or kid or your parents need something, like everybody's underestimating how much money it takes to really do well. Or maybe your church, the church or something that you feel really strong about needs money. Nobody takes happy moments. You know, you don't go to Whole Foods and say, get 4 bags because your family needs to eat. And they're like, hey, we're taking happy today. No, they're not taking happy, dude. They're taking US dollars, credit cards. They want money. And so the fact that any human being has to say no because you don't have it. You don't have it because you didn't do it. Or you did it and then you got irresponsible with it. Like I've never been irresponsible with money. You know, that's not been my downfall. I had a lot of downfalls, but that wasn't one. I bank it, and one of my downfalls was I didn't use it correctly. I saved it. I just stored it, stacked it over and over and over again. That's what I would tell the young guys too. Man, I wouldn't stack money at all. I would grab it, take it, either invest in yourself or in your business. But at some point you want to quit investing in you in the business. You want to invest in a third thing. You want to invest in some real asset, something outside of this thing that you're doing between you and your business. Invest in, where do you guys live? Austin?
Texas.
Yeah, start buying real estate. Next 18 months is going to be the greatest real estate opportunity in your lifetime. Maybe for the next 50 years. You know, bank your money, dude, and go buy as much real estate as you can in Austin. It's going to be on sale. You're going to buy stuff for 40% less than what the last guy paid. It's going to be unbelievable. So anyway, that's what I tell people, man. You guys can do more than you can do. You don't believe me, you know, go listen to your other uncle.
Yeah.
You know, he ain't done nothing.
You gotta listen to Uncle G though. But I think that that wraps up today's episode, guys, of Questions with a Billionaire. Grant, thank you so much for being with us today.
Appreciate you, man.
Really
Appreciate
enjoyed
you guys.
the,
You guys are awesome. all right?
conversation,
Okay.
and everybody go tap in with Grant Cardone and School of Hard Knocks X Grant. Let's go.
Thank you, man.
Cool.